we keep rolling?
Okay, hello. Welcome to episode 1 of a certain podcast. We're finally going to do it. We've wanted to do a podcast for a while. I think this is one of the better ways we can do a podcast on. It's related to music anyway. Basically, this series, what we do, we pick discographies of artists, bands, whatever it could be, and we go through their whole discography or their studio albums. We might do a few EPs if they're important. Probably not all EPs though. And we're just gonna really just chat shit about them if we don't like them. And if we do like them, we'll praise them. Episode 1, we try to pick something relatively quick for us to do. Small discography, released a new album recently. It's Declan McKenna. I'm pretty excited. How are you boys? You excited?
Yeah.
You said no.
Me?
You're not excited?
I was trying not to fall asleep while listening to these, but
I've been
we'll
a fan
get
for
into it.
years, so obviously it was quite a nice task given to me, so I'll be
Before
enjoying
coming
myself.
into this, all I'd really listened to was Isombard and Brazil. But
Same.
I mean,
I've now I've heard
You're
quite
not
a few
the only
and
one.
no, but I've obviously I didn't have a long time to prepare, but I've managed to find a few new tunes to add to my playlist, so I'm quite happy about that.
we all count ourselves as fans since Isombard, so
Yeah.
And the OGs.
So,
So,
FIFA 17, but still.
beginning, we're going to start with with his first album. What do you think about the car? Back in 2015, he won the Glastonbury Fest Emerging Talent show or
What a win it was.
contest. 2015, I think he was 16. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we seriously have wasted our youth, haven't we, boys?
yeah. No,
I
look
mean-
at us, like we got Declan McKenna, Mason Greenwood, all sorts,
Oh my. Ryan Brewster.
Ryan
all
Brewster.
sorts of young people living their lives, and look at us. Yeah.
And then about a year after that, he released Brazil. Wrote it during his GCSE times. One of arguably
That's
his
quite
biggest song.
bold of him, to be fair, because it's like there was now or never for his future. He could have concentrated on GCSEs, but he's writing music instead.
This could have been us, boys. If we
What do we do during
We
our
did-
GCSEs?
If we were good at music,
if we didn't take our GCSEs to heart.
To be
So
fair,
we
you,
may-
you might have got like straight A stars, like we never know.
Yeah, he might just be a
yeah, but
genius.
anyone who's like from the
I'm
south
gonna Google
does,
his results now.
Like, no, he definitely put them on Twitter, didn't he? Like, just have a look, and he's probably there somewhere.
And then a year later, released the album. What do you think about the car? July 2017. Anthems of the summer. It had some great
Anthem
songs.
after anthem, yeah.
I remember like hearing a lot of these songs again, and it was already like very. Oh, I forgot about that song. Oh, I love that song. I haven't heard,
Yeah, I
I haven't
forgot
heard it in
about a lot
years.
of them.
There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
The first one I will talk like we're gonna go track by track, 1 to whatever it was, like 11 or something.
11, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
We're
short.
just gonna go through it, talk about how it flows, talk about what we like, what we don't like, what we think he could improve on. Of course, as we're top level fans.
Yeah, like
We
we're
know,
the
we know what's
be-all
good
and
for
end-all.
him. Yeah. So, opening track, Humongous. I had completely forgot about this song, and I absolutely
yeah.
love it. I think it's
There's a pun to be
a
had
great
about the
song.
title, about how it's like not really a humongous song because it's quite forgettable, but like,
I'd wholeheartedly disagree with that. I really like this tune.
Do you?
Yeah. This is one of the ones
Yeah.
I remember. That beat and tempo change is sick. Very
No, I
unique.
thought it had a bit of a Coldplay vibe to it at the start, like with the
I was thinking
pianos
Blossoms.
and that.
Really?
Like,
That's a big statement to make.
I don't know, depends what you think of Coldplay.
Coldplay's early stuff was brilliant.
Coldplay have got
Yeah.
some good songs.
Yeah, no,
here
I
and there.
do like a bit of Coldplay. Like, obviously,
Like,
no diss, but
I mean, we're all slating him for saying it's forgettable, but like I think the first thing I said about the song was I completely forgot about this song.
yeah, true.
So it clearly
I've never heard it
didn't
before.
stay in my mind when it was first released.
Yeah.
But I do love it. Good
I've got it,
lyrics. good beat. I really like it.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think it's a very strong start to the album. And I think another thing that it does with the lyrics, I know, if you actually, like, obviously he's talking about sort of being self-conscious and stuff like that. It sort of starts off well because that's kind of a theme that he does explore quite a few times throughout the album. So it opens that up quite well.
Someone's been reading between the lines, haven't they?
Yeah.
someone's been on Genius.
Could tell that.
Been all over it.
Kearney's our in-house genius.
If my notes are correct, it does, like, I think Will mentioned it, like, there's a tempo change thing at the end, like, where it goes, like, dead.
Yeah, I was finding it kind of dull until
I do
then,
like
but
that.
then I was like,
That's
"Whoa."
like, it kind of saved the song for me, to be honest.
Yeah, so
But yeah, it keeps it interesting.
So I think we're all in agreement. It's a pretty decent opening track for someone's debut
Decent
album.
only for me, frankly.
Decent only for you.
I think it's quite good.
Weird. Like, I think it's a
Bit
good
long.
song. And then then straight into their next one, Brazil.
Oh,
His
yeah.
most listened to
Massive tune.
song easily. Massive tune. Loved. There's not much we can say about this that most people either haven't already heard the song or made their own opinion, but I think we're pretty much in agreement that it is a really good song.
Oh, you like the intro and the start of that song? It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take into account his age as well, obviously. Like, it's...
Yeah.
He's
it's
18.
top.
Well, no,
When he made Brazil, he was like...
Yeah, he was like
dead
15,
young.
16.
You wrote
You
it
can
all
tell in
well.
his voice, he's like... Got them voice cracks. I think that makes it, like, quirky. I quite like that. But,
It's very raw.
yeah. And obviously, like...
You love it raw, don't you?
Oh, dear.
Fuck's sake. Hey, what time is it?
Yeah.
7 minutes 20.
What's wrong with that? Come on, keep that in.
You
There's
like
nothing wrong
it
with that.
raw, don't you?
Yeah.
You have a fucking... what did I...
You
sorry.
like your steaks a bit differently.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the lyrical content's very good as well. Obviously, based around the World Cup, I heard. But,
The corruption.
Yeah, the corruption. Talks like an angel, but looks like me. I mean, I don't think. Apparently, it's about like Sepp Blatter, like the FIFA guy, but I don't think Sepp Blatter looks like Declan McKenna. So,
Well,
like,
he was saying sort of, again, this is off an interview that I watched with him. He was talking about like how sort of he's a high up leader of a corporation and they all sort of look the same. They're all these sort of like white males sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what he meant by looks
in
like me.
suits, bit like the FA.
Yeah.
Faceless.
On to.
Ironic
It's,
that to dig at FIFA, but Isombard was on FIFA 17.
Yeah, like Brazil
Okay.
should have been on FIFA, shouldn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's proper FIFA.
I mean,
dude.
Yeah, but is that what EA wants to promote? The fact that their
but they could, like,
game is named after a corrupt
but they-
organisation?
They
They
could have just
ignored
like
the mass poverty
played
of
it off,
Brazil.
you know. Like, they just,
It's like we're so unfazed by this protest song. We'll put it in our
Exactly.
own fucking game. That would have been such a power move if they did
I know.
that.
I mean,
Like it's very politically charged. You've talked about that. There's a lot of. I mean, that's a whole. Both of his albums are very politically charged.
Yeah,
It's
like-
a lot of chit chat
Yeah.
going on.
I feel like a lot of songs nowadays, like from anyone, they've got to be political to be like to stay relevant, especially in our
yeah.
in our changing world that we got. But yeah.
But there's so many now. They can get if it's not like either something that hasn't been talked about before, or it's a bit
Yeah,
of
it can
a
get
bit of a
tiring.
boring song. Yeah, like every other
But
song.
obviously Brazil
like,
is not a boring song, and I obviously
Brazil's a great song.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does it well without being like too in your face, I think.
Yeah.
Because it could just be like another basic indie tune. Like,
But yeah,
I
it
didn't
does
know
have-
it until I read the lyrics, really.
Yeah, it's got sentiment behind it. It's nice.
So, moving on. Next song, "The Kids Don't Want to Come Home." I wrote down
Another
here
political
after
one.
listening to the album again yesterday. I said, "Great guitar solo, good beat, but there's not too much going for the actual song. It's a little bit
quite
boring.
like
Not
it. For
Well, I was looking through, and this is meant to be one of his most popular songs.
yeah.
Fuck
And,
it.
and honestly, I didn't see
Fuck.
why.
Neither.
I
Didn't like the
I-
melody in the verse, I thought.
I
like
thought
the
it was
chorus.
all right.
I thought
kinda-
I noticed that the keyboard intro sounded a bit like Girls and Boys, you know, by Blur. Like they I'm like,
Yeah.
bit of a bit controversial to be honest, but
I
It was
don't
just
get why
alright,
this is.
I thought.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about the skit at the end either. That went on for like a
yeah, no,
minute.
and the kids part where it's talking,
Yeah.
like it gets old. Like I don't.
Like skip.
Yeah, I've literally got it here. The kids talking is skippable.
Yeah.
I think a lot of his songs they have a bit. He's got a bit of like a buzzing, strong guitar solo at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Gets boring.
It gets to a point where it's like I can predict. All right, I'm expecting. Okay, the guitar solo any second now. Yeah, there it is. He does that a lot. He does it well.
Guitar solo. Yeah, it's good.
There are some great ones. There are some really good ones. But
well, that's what I was going to say a bit later on. I was going to mention that quite a lot of these songs in this album start like slow, pretty like just piano and guitar, and then it's almost build up and build up and build up to the very end where it gets really loud, and it almost feels like, I know he's obviously very young at the time, but almost like quite a lot of the songs feel a bit samey.
Yeah.
That's a big gripe of mine with the whole like.
That's
existence
what I call
Declan McKenna.
What I call the curse of the indie kid, where you put down the synth to carry the flow, you put down the jangly guitar, and after a while, there's not much else you can do with it.
Yeah, and to be
Because
fair,
it all sounds so moulded together, and it's like you can't tell each song from different. He does it well. There's some great songs in it.
He's talented.
Not huge ones.
But have you noticed like the two of the most popular songs, and both the ones that we knew before we came into this one, Brazil and Isombard, and they're the ones that actually don't follow that pattern.
Yeah.
They get stuck in your head as well. Them ones.
Yeah.
Which makes me think a lot of them's just it makes me think a lot of them's just like album filler.
Yeah, it does just feel like a filler album.
It does feel a little bit of filler here and there. Not everywhere, not all the time, but it does feel like someone of Declan McKenna being able to write Brazil, write Humongous, write Isombard. Like you could write some of these songs in half an hour-ish, if you know what I mean. Next song, Mind. I thought it was very 80s.
Same.
It reminded me a lot of Last Summer, like good memories, teenage years.
Yeah, I've noticed it's got like 60s style guitar work, and it kind of reminded me like of TVHC. I was
gonna say it reminds me of Slow Out to Monkey songs. That's what I've got
it's
written.
Kind of, it's got the same like vocal layering as well. That like like where Alex Turner will be singing, and he'd have like a falsetto behind him, like in
maybe a bit of Suck and See as well.
Yeah, it reminded me of that, so I kind of liked it. Like
it was too long though. This song, I reckon.
Yeah, I've also got it.
I think it went on for a bit. I think the hook, what is annoying, if anything, not that catchy. I can't remember how it went, but I do remember this has pissed me off quite. Like the song's literally bothered. Yeah, the song's bothered me. It's not my fave. I like he tried something different. I like it. The extra synth, the extra piano work. I really like it. I can't knock him for trying something different on the album, but it didn't do it for me. What about you, Ethan? Do you like it?
Yeah, I to be fair, I just like this song, but it didn't really stand out to me like that much compared to some of the other ones. Like I don't know if you're ready to move on to the next one, but I quite like Make Me Your Queen.
So did I.
Make Me Your Queen. This is easily his best song he's done, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. I like it, but
I like the music, but it looks cheesy ass.
Yeah. You think it's cheesy?
I really like the chorus of Make Me Your Queen. That I have noted that it's very
the layered high vocals are so good, man.
It's so like luscious, you know what I mean? Like it's I do rate it.
I think it starts off slow, gets louder, gets higher, brings it back down, breaks it apart. I love this song. I think it's much better.
We also got a point about the lyrics being a bit cheesy though, like they are.
Yeah. There might be a deeper meaning, but
the music's good enough. Like
the music is good. I really like the music. But I wouldn't say it's the best song.
We talk about how lyrics can get a bit cheesy here and there, but most of the songs on this are politically driven.
Yeah,
which is as important as it gets. So you've got to give him one or two, like get out of jail free cards. You can talk, sing about what you want. It doesn't really matter.
I thought this one. I said that it's quite a welcome break. Like sort of just have something a bit more like chilled, and it's just more of like a bit of like a love song about his feelings or whatever. So like I don't know. I thought it was better than all the like just having a break from all like the politically charged stuff. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah,
I mean, at least he's not talking about like I think it is a good break, especially how you talk. I like that you talked about, like, especially from the politically charged stuff. It's completely broken it down from it being a pure, like, fuck the system kind of album, and it's helping to relate to so many other people now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say, like, I act like it's important to have good lyrics when I remember that, like, TBHG literally has, like, stuff about monster trucks front flipping, so, like...
Moon side boom.
Yeah, it's obviously not that important if the music's decent.
Yeah.
Like.
Depends what you want
Alex Turner
speak
can
the
do no
world.
wrong in the eyes of many.
To be fair, Alex
he's
Turner
earned
is
the
a talented
license.
lyricist.
He's got the license.
He does have the license.
Yeah, Make Me Your Queen. I fucking love that song.
Solid
I wrote
for me.
It's the best song easily for me.
The best ever Declan McKenna song.
Next one.
This is my favourite.
What we all got introduced into, how we all found it.
I just wrote FIFA banger!
Yeah, I wrote FIFA exclamation mark.
It's a certified FIFA banger. That's how I got introduced to Declan McKenna. That's how I found Make Me Your Queen all those years ago. And Brazil. I think that's how a lot of people found him, really. Especially
this song's just sonic bliss.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it is excellent. Like, there's a reason.
It's been stuck in my head all day after last night.
Only good songs make it into FIFA, really, and it's clear to see why Isombard made the cut.
It's a lot faster than the other songs. It's a lot louder. There's a lot more going on.
Even just to start with, like, the synth, like like it gets
so catchy, you know.
Right,
that's a brilliant opening. I love that.
Yeah.
Like it makes it just like everyone who's listened to Declan kind of instantly knows that's Isombard sort of thing.
I don't know whether it's because we've been brainwashed, because I think it was on a pretty good
absolutely.
FIFA. Was it on FIFA 17, the last
No,
good
because
FIFA?
I love it, and I didn't have FIFA 17, so...
I've literally wrote down it's a FIFA tune, which is The Elephant in the Room, and will it sway my opinion? Yes, it will, 100%.
Yes.
It is one of his best tunes by far, if not his best.
Yeah, it's my favourite.
We have been blinded by our love of football, so
unfortunately.
Don't hate us. If you hate the song, or is it?
But how could you hate the song? What's wrong with it? It's just such a little
earworm,
innit?
Okay, but here's one. Like, he talked about Brazil, literally hating on FIFA, and then he makes a song and he's happy to put it on FIFA for the dollar.
Maybe it was a record label.
I mean,
maybe he just sold out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why his second album's dog shit.
Yeah, but you gotta say there's a big difference between FIFA, the organisation,
and
FIFA, EA Sports, FIFA.
Yeah, I know, but he's got the name on it. If you're angry at the name, you're angry at everything it's associated to.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I don't care if I got offered to put my song on FIFA.
Yeah, if I got offered a FIFA tune, I'm not asked. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what the chorus of this song is?
If you can't walk, I used to think it was if you can't walk, then run. But is it if you?
Yeah.
That's what he says. If you can't walk, then run. Do you know why it's that?
Why?
He was in school, and the quote of the week was a quote by Martin Luther King, which was, "If we can't run, then we'll walk. If we can't walk, then we'll crawl."
Really?
And he thought it just sounded funnier.
My guy,
can't walk and run.
My guy.
He just went, lol.
This is staying political.
Well, actually, it's about police brutality. Apparently,
Really?
This song.
Oh,
yeah. So you know, so which one hangs? Police with gangs? It's all the same.
Oh yeah.
It's about right-wing media and the view of the, police brutality in the Middle East.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
But again, that doesn't go well because the title of the song's Isombard, which is
Isombard Kingdom Brunel, the architect.
The bridge maker.
The engineer, yeah. So that confused me. I don't understand the title of the song.
Yeah. What's spelled wrong?
Isombard connotations towards the establishment, and
right.
It's very controversial from a left-wing standpoint.
Bloody hell, Shane, you've done your revision, haven't you, mate?
You went on Genius. I know you went on Genius and clicked the song description.
No, that was an interview with him,
Genius
actually.
Was really
was that on an interview, was it?
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll give you the pass. Okay,
don't worry. When we get onto zeros shortly, I'll be completely silent.
Alright, we've sucked off Isombard enough. Next song,
Yeah.
I Am Everyone Else. I'm going to be honest with you, lads. I've wrote one word for this song: forgettable.
Yeah,
I do not remember
how this one goes.
I think it's another 60s, 70s, old time sounding one.
So something he's already done on the album.
Another one with guitar breakdowns as well. Like
this is the first, like, as I was listening through, this is the one where I realised that quite a few of these songs have a pattern to them.
Yeah,
like the Declan McKenna algorithm.
Another political one.
Yeah, the algorithm.
Yeah.
He just chooses a few chords at the start and then builds on them, and then there's a solo at the end.
Fair enough to the laugh, but like it's
I mean, you can make it if you can make it enjoyable, he makes it enjoyable. I think he's done an alright job with this album, but from what I remember, this is the start of quite a stinker. A few stinkers on the album. Yeah, a bit of a drag,
I like the next
shall we say? Next song, Bethlehem.
I've noted this is quite like, it starts quite somber and slow with just the guitar, so it's quite.
I think it's got an
this is one of
amazing
my
build up
favourites.
through the song.
break. Yeah, really
It's
good
got
build
a
up.
great build up.
Like the
Drums
and more
get
guitars.
faster, get louder.
Yeah, it like layers, and it's really it's quite good.
What are your thoughts on this one, Will?
Obviously, it talks about the negative sides of religion, like the backwards views and stuff, and how people conform to it because it's what they've been taught. But like, I think he's like tackled it well without being offensive to the religious kind of. Because he could have really offended them, but he's done it well.
Tackle that well.
Stepping on eggshells while writing songs.
And I think it's a good thing to talk about as well, because a lot of people discriminate just because it's what their religion tells them to do. So
yeah, and I'm with you on that. And he's coming on it from like has obviously got an LGBTQ plus like sort of standpoint, because he himself obviously is he says he's a pansexual. So like obviously it's talking about how like religious groups can reject people who show love in different ways, obviously, like him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, decent little tune though, isn't it?
I
really like it.
Yeah, I quite like it.
I thought it was alright, but I think it also falls under the basic indie song rhythm, you know, just synth, jangly guitars. What he's done on the past, like on the last song on the actual album, there's not much change. Is a little bit enough for me to go, it's alright, but it's not that varied. And I know people are going to say it's an album, it's not meant to be varied, you're meant to have your style, but you're not meant to be quite so restrictive on what it's going to sound like. What the reason like big rock tunes can get so big and so, because all you got to change is like all you have is one like droning bass line or something, and that carries the whole song. You can't really do that when you've got like a synth in the background, when you've just got the jangly guitar riff in the background. It doesn't really grip you like a really good drum beat or a really good bass beat does. It's not his fault whatsoever. It is all in the rhythm. Next song. Why do you feel so down? I like this one.
Stronger song on the album. Like,
is it? It's definitely a get up from Bethlehem. I wrote down here carnival vibes.
Carnival.
Yeah,
well, it's vibey, but I've not got a lot to say about it.
It's a little bit of a vibe, but just a bit of a throwaway one for me.
Yeah, it's just sort of like a happy, cheery song. It's quite poppy, isn't it? It's really poppy.
Yeah.
It's not one of my favourites, to be honest. It's just like, again, I think that's just, it's actually one that I kind of forgot about, but
yeah, I'm with you on that.
I just enjoyed it at the time. It's not something,
yeah, like,
not sure that it's something I'd stick around for. That's a line from the chorus.
I mean, you were buzzing to say that pun, weren't you?
No, I was
sweating the whole podcast ready.
Honestly, I've literally just clicked on the song and the lyrics came up.
Fair enough.
I think this is one of his more loved songs, you know.
Yeah, so it's one of his more popular ones. Like, I think it's got a good chorus, and that's why like it's it's what people eat up these days. So
I'm not too sure what changes like this song and The Kids Don't Want to Come Home, the big songs, or supposedly big songs. Yeah, from the likes of Bethlehem. I mean, they sound pretty similar to me. There's not much. I don't get. I don't get.
Strange how the indie mind works.
Sure
it is a bit weird. I think it's an alright song. It's a bit. just a bit samey again. Is all I can say.
It's a recurring theme. The McKenna.
The McKenna algorithm.
Wait till we get to the new album.
We'll get into that. Paracetamol.
That's a big
Sad.
tune.
Do you mean paracetamol?
This is a bit of a tune. This, lads. I think got a tune on it around here. I like it. It's a really good change of pace. Good change of sound. He's currently doing everything that I've been a bit mean to him for the past few songs of him not doing. I think it's great fun. I really like this song. One of the better ones on the album, I think.
Same.
Oh, it's
I'm
sad.
going to be completely honest. I like the song, because I like what it talks about, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good message. But I don't really. It's not something I'd listen to.
Really?
No,
I think it's Ethan.
I think it's got quite like playful synth lines and that. Like it's quite like it meanders about with the and like obviously the lyrical content is quite hard hitting.
I don't think anyone's going to agree with me here because obviously again it's one of his most popular songs. But like the chorus, it just felt a bit too like disjointed for me. And I think in a way that's kind of a vibe he was going for to like show maybe disjointed feelings or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I just wasn't for me, to be honest.
But I feel
It's
like
great-
a lot
it's
of
great-
Declan McKenna choruses are quite disappointing. I'm gonna say like.
I think chorus is his strong point. That's I like.
I think like when he gets a good chorus, they're good. But a lot of his songs I found quite like they had a nice build up and they sort of just fell flat. Which is,
I don't think the chorus was disappointing in this one though. It's just not what I wanted from it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
disappointing.
Yeah.
What do you think? It sounds like it should be on a chorus of a different song or something.
Almost like, because it's a very different change of pace from the verse. And I don't know why, but it just wasn't like, it just wasn't for me.
Well, I think the symbolism of getting disjointed and all that on it, I think that's a very good point. But and he's done well to get that in there, but he sadly made a bit of a shit song. In the process, no, I'm not. I'm only having a laugh. I think it's a good song.
Disjointed
but
between the genders.
it's a bit all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, but I personally like it. But
You know what I did find about this one? Doing my bit of extracurricular research, looking at a couple of interviews. You know the bridge where he obviously says it's like where the name comes from, where he sings about his paracetamol smile.
What is paracetamol smile?
Well, so that was to like symbolise like, so this song's about sort of transgender people being like forced into like not being transgender, basically just being who they are, who they're born as, and this paracetamol smile was meant to be sort of like the symbolism for sort of that those sort of therapies is almost as stupid as giving someone paracetamol and saying that, you know, keep on smiling, like your issues aren't real. Like it was meant to be a bit of like
it's literally smiling through the pain. Really.
But I found about that anyway that he wrote that bridge on the train, and originally the song didn't have that in it.
Oh, really?
Really?
So, yeah,
Wow.
and
I can't
I thought
imagine
that
the
was
song
probably the
without
main.
it.
Yeah, that was the main part of the song, and that's literally what the song's named after.
and he just put it in like.
He just threw it in on the train. He wrote it on the train.
Well, once again, funny how music works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. We all like that song. Could have been a bit better, but it's still good, I think. Next song. Listen to your friends. The
Shite.
finishing
Shite. I thought
finish-
no, go on.
the finishing track. Like I felt like it was a bit of a country beat. I had
I
great
thought it had a
drums.
horrible drum beat. To be honest, I'm gonna say it's
Really?
I thought it had a
I liked
horrible. It was disjointed and disgusting. Like,
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
Roadkill from the new 1975 album.
Oh,
Yeah.
It reminded
I
me
get
a bit of that, and I hate
Yeah.
that song.
yeah,
But this gave, it had that kind of like acoustic-y, just that kind of vibe. If you know the song, you know the song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Had the bit the country beat. I had good. I wrote down good song. It had to have been good when I listened to it.
I thought that
thought this
it's
was
got
the
another
worst.
spoken word part like in it, and I didn't like that. Like where it's got like a voiceover thing, and I thought it was getting old.
Like I've pretty much disagreed with all you. I again, when I was listening through, I thought when I started to listen to it, I thought this is like a well-needed come down from Paracetamol, because it's like not, it's a bit more sort of calm and straight, whereas Paracetamol is a bit all over the place. But I was like, oh yeah, it's just like a nice sort of chill song to end off the album. And then he ends up having a political debate with himself halfway through.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's nice and calm, and then, yeah, I wasn't sure. What do you think about like the speaking part in the middle?
I didn't like it. I thought it like that's...
It's clearly a very politically driven album. It's not. You can't say it's like completely out of nowhere and it's ruined the song. Like those songs on it are about the politics and all that. Yes, it was just completely spoken word, and it didn't feel like it was part of the song. I don't know whether you guys felt that. It felt a bit out of place. The message is still relevant,
political
though.
parts are quite like, they just feel like a thinly veiled attempt to like tap into everyone's thirst for politics right now.
Yeah.
It's like, which I don't rate personally, but yeah, that's my take on it.
I thought the song was just a disappointing end to like a decent
Yeah.
album. Like I feel like albums need like a good like outro. Like Certain Romance is like perfect. Like I'm the Resurrection, but this is just so dead.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the only song with like another artist as well. Which
If anyone's writing an album, if you wanna know what song you should write to end your album, make it a big fast song. Don't make it slow.
I think
it
sometimes
go out with a
slow
blaze of
it's like-
glory.
it's sometimes, but you usually
on
want to end on a
Nevermind,
high
Something in the
note.
Way is a really beautiful,
Yeah.
sad end.
It's just got to be a good song, like one of the best on the album to go out with it.
I mean, when you
Make
go
people
to a
remember
show, if you go to a concert, they wouldn't end on like just like a bit of a shit song, would they? They end on either their biggest song, their most loved song, or something like that.
the album.
Whether it's a slow one, you got to end on a big song, and it's a bit disappointing. I still like the song, but it's a bit of a disappointment at the end.
Do you feel like it should? So what on this album? What should have been the ending song?
It's a very good point, actually.
Couldn't pick
I-
one.
Even like Isombard or
with-
Brazil. Just
I
something
would have said
cool.
Isombard would have
Yeah.
been a good ending song rather than bang in the middle.
Yeah, right after Paracetamol as well, like a slowy, sad one. Like that sort of thing. Don't you reckon?
I can cut you singing if you want.
Last.
I think there should have been something. Maybe keep the song, just make it a bit more upbeat. Just
Guess it's what you wanted.
again, it's a good song in my opinion, but it's just a bit disappointing at the end as well. To what is a good album, so
Vampire Weekend feature as well.
it was there.
The ex-Vampire Weekend member called like Roxanne was on it, and he like held on
Oh,
Frank
right.
Ocean's Blonde as well.
Roxanne,
Apparently.
So
he's
the
like a
song
film producer now.
should be a million times better then.
Yeah, he worked on Ivy and Siegfried, and he's worked with like Chance the
Oh.
Rapper and Kid Cudi and Charlie XCX.
He's worked with
and
Clairo.
Clairo.
So what we're gonna try and do at the end of each
Sum it up.
album we do throughout it, we're gonna try and give it an out of 10. I'll lead it off. I'm gonna give this a decent to strong 6 out of 10. I think it was a pretty good song. I think it was a pretty good album. I enjoyed parts.
Go on. Who wants to follow up? I don't mind.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, there's a few tunes that really do drag it up for me, and I'm gonna say it's a solid 7.
Ooh.
Solid 7. Ooh.
It's a
My
solid
guy.
7. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Cozy.
So I don't know what you two are gonna say about that. I've got
I'm
a feeling
gonna
it's gonna be a
go-
bit lower.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Indie Memes, and I'm gonna go a 6. And like, if I was to rate it as a debut, I'd rate it a 7. But as an album by itself, it is a solid 6. Like,
If I was to rate this for an 18-year-old's debut as well,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the production,
Younger than
everything.
us.
really good. But
I think James Ford did the production, like the guy who does like Arctic Monkeys and all that. Like,
I thought you said
So-
Rostam did.
No, that was just on the last song. He was on it,
Oh,
apparently.
the James
okay.
Ford fella who does a lot of work with like AM and whatnot. He helped produce, so like I can imagine the production's always going to be pretty good. But yeah, I suppose like maybe as an 18-year-old or whatever, 19, I'd give him a 7.5 for a debut. But
Jesus.
as an album, 6 by itself.
Go on, Wethy, to finish off the album.
Yeah, well, I thought the songs were a bit long, but overall, I actually thought it was good, and there was like a lot of big bangers, and I think he's like very talented at singing and writing songs. So I'd probably give it a 7 as well. To be honest, like, it surprised me. I thought it was just gonna be another like basic bitch indie album, but the socio-political context kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, Declan isn't always my style, really, like the basic indie
Yeah.
rock kind of stuff. It's not really for me, but there's some great songs in here. There are some duds, but there are some great songs.
Yeah,
Now,
it's a mixed bag.
Speaking of duds, the next album, Zeros, came out, the 4th of September the other week, was it? Something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
I have no idea. I
thought-
was out of tune
Yeah,
with
a
the
week
world.
yesterday.
So
I think it came out just over a week ago. Did it get to number 1, boys? I'm not too sure. Did it beat
think
out the Rolling
no.
Stones?
Don't
I know,
even know.
all I know is the only thing I know about the charts right now is that the Magic Gang like tanked. I'm pretty sure. So like, I
Oh.
was seeing them begging for people to buy their album. Like,
I'll have a little check now.
Yeah, go on.
Go
Sean
ahead.
can be on like Joe Rogan podcast, Jamie, just to search stuff up.
Yeah.
Pull-
Jimmy, pull that up.
Pull that up, Shoney. It came out. It had some good singles coming off it. I enjoyed a few. They're all over the radio at the minute. First track, You Better Believe.
Exclamation
starts
mark
off.
times 3.
What?
It's got 3 exclamation marks on it. Just
Oh,
saying.
does it? I have to break that down, sir. I would have screamed out. the name
Unprofessional.
of
the what?
Sorry,
so,
mate.
Just
Better believe.
quickly, it's number 2. Behind
Yeah.
Rolling Stones.
Heavy.
What?
Is the Magic Gang on there? I want to know how bad they sound like. 'Cause
Magic Gang. Jesus Christ.
I know they released
can't
an
see
album
them.
like it was only like 2 weeks ago and it's already disappeared off the charts.
It's not on the charts at the moment now.
That's so heavy.
I don't think, anyway.
I kind of enjoyed their album as well. So
Let me look at
that.
previous weeks.
Oh
See
dear.
where they peaked.
That's embarrassing.
That's poor.
Poor performance from.
Magic Gang, there we go. I think they peaked at 16th.
Oh, that's poor. You know, there's not much music going out as well at the moment.
I don't know how they fucked that. Like,
'Cause
oh,
they're
Or
shit.
did they? What about the week before?
To be fair, the first time I heard about them releasing an album was literally about 10 seconds ago.
the
Yeah,
heaviness
same.
of them being a bang average indie band.
Yeah,
They got that one tune.
didn't see many
Excel
Instagram
tune, yeah.
adverts.
Yeah.
I do like them, but like I can see why they're like just kind of basic and kind of.
Right, lads, we're rambling.
Okay,
Back
right.
to,
You better believe.
Back to Declan. You better believe with 3 exclamation marks. Like when it first came in, I was already hooked on the song more than
Yeah, I
a
thought it
lot of
was
the
a nice-
songs on the first album.
A nice start.
It's loud, smart. It's much more grabbing than a lot of the first album stuff
Yeah.
already. I think it starts off very strong, probably even more strong than Humongous. Even though I like Humongous more as a song, I think as an opening track, You Better
I'm completely
Believe.
with
is
you on
better.
that. I'm definitely with you on that.
Woo!
It's such a good start. Like,
Yeah.
like just the music from the very start, and then
Yeah.
when he comes in screaming, "You're gonna get yourself killed." It's brilliant.
I feel like
I
I'm
think
listening
it's
to this
good.
right now. Yeah.
You're skipping through it quickly. You find an,
no,
you find an
I
interesting
did,
part.
I did message Stan earlier about "You're gonna get yourself killed."
Yeah. But like,
Oh, is that what it was? I thought I was in
Yeah.
deep shit. I thought it was like, what have I done? Have I
like,
put
I've
something
noticed
up?
that it's got some pretty cool vocal like effects, like kind of, and it's quite Bowie-esque. I should say.
Very Bowie.
Speaking
like,
of Bowie,
obviously, like
the next song, Be an Astronaut, That's so
I
bad.
thought that was quite Beatlesque as well, to be honest. Like, yeah, a more
Basically
spacey noises than that.
I think it's So we'll stick on You Better Believe. We're all agreed it's a pretty good opening song.
Yeah.
No.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Here's my thing, and this is like going to be a recurring theme of this
The
album.
analysis.
I hate when people bring out like an album and it's good, and then they follow it up with like spacey rocket stuff, like an astronaut. Like I don't know why I hate it, but it just feels like it's a Bowie wannabe. Like unless it's like weird, like TBHC, which is like cool, but.
Wait, but who else has done a space album? Like,
you can just tell he's trying to be Bowie, and it just pisses me off. Like, I don't know why, but I just really don't like it.
Even with his like the pre-release stuff they released with all the stuff he was wearing, and note that artwork in that was terrible, awful.
Yeah.
I thought the bassline was naughty.
We're all in agreement that the artwork for this album is
rubbish.
shocking.
Like all the promo, like in the bin, please. Like, actually, like. Terrible.
When I'm listening on Spotify, you know how sometimes it has videos on certain songs, just like a little GIF. I'm sick and tired of seeing his fucking massive fuck off head floating about, in like a fish tank. It seems like it's doing my head. Because when I was listening to every single song, I had that on. Need to get that on my system. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're a bit weird there. We think it's a good song. Each to their own, though. And then Be an Astronaut. It's all I've really wrote was it's very Bowie. There's not much else that grabbed me apart from the guitar solo at the end, which I did like.
Yeah, I've actually thought the guitars are too ambitious. I don't know how I put that, but like I just think like I feel like he's trying to like turn himself in, like trying to be a guitar artist, but I really don't see Declan McKenna as a guitar artist. Like, like it's really it doesn't hit it for me, and I just put a lot of spacey noises, which is. I'm indifferent about that, but spacey noises.
Yeah, I just wrote fuck off with the astronaut shit. It can't be arsed.
He really doesn't like this astronaut.
I genuinely don't. It's a bit
Beatlesy,
a bit Bowie, but I don't think I just don't think he pulls off what he's trying to do well.
Yeah,
He's a very down to earth kind of guy.
Really cliche and quite poser.
And this is the start of like too many solos.
And
in this
is
album.
for someone who is like meant to be quite down to earth and quite like real. Declan McKenna from his first album, with all his political stuff and that. So it's quite unusual.
I think he did. I did watch an interview, and I think he said he didn't just want to make. What do you think about the car 2.0? I think he did want to change it.
Yeah, he did.
And like obviously props to him for changing. Like that's.
Which all bands should do. You shouldn't really try and make the same song twice if you're trying to. But it's. I mean, like Bowie was doing this in the 70s, lad.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen an interview of him, Declan, saying that he took inspiration from David Bowie. But like with these first two songs, I was thinking, how far can you take inspiration? Before, you're singing about space every song and you are David Bowie.
Well, we can't have David Bowie just like copied out space. It's a pretty it's a pretty big thing.
Didn't he?
It's like if you do like an album where it's like, and now it's not happening, and it's about nights out. You've been out to monkeys, aren't you?
At the Lathums.
Yeah.
I was just about to start breaking out singing Starman.
Yeah, no, it was so like I wanted to play COD Infinite Warfare when I was listening to this.
Why would you ever want to play that game?
I quite enjoyed the beta actually. So, yeah.
Me and Stan only got it for Modern Warfare Remastered.
Alright. Let's continue. A Key to Life on Earth. It's I like it. I think was this released as a single before?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like the lead single. Like he released it with that actor who looks like him with like a music video, and it was quite. I forgot who it was, but it was. Everyone was like raving off it. It's like, oh my god, like we always said you look like this actor, and then
the guy from End of the Fucking World and like that pedo Black Mirror episode.
I think this is the hook on this song is what is
the one with the exit music for a film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Banger.
I like it. Like I say, I'm a big fan of that meme. Indie.
Indie. Thanks, mate.
You can call him Stan, you know.
Wait, is it? I thought we meant to like.
Yeah. I've been calling you Ewan.
Oh yeah, I suppose. I'm Kiyosi, by the way, but like.
Kios.
Yeah.
if we're still talking about Key to Life or
Yeah,
no,
we are.
No, I've had to listen to it quite a few times to actually. The first time I heard it, I didn't like it, to be honest. Like straight away, I decided I didn't like it. But the more I've listened to it, the more that hooks grabbed me.
Yeah.
And this is actually, and at the start, this is meant to be one of the most popular songs on the album, I think. And I just didn't see it at the start, but it did grow on me, I've got to say.
It's a good hour. I think this is the best hook he's ever written, in my opinion. Yeah.
Like,
I think it's better than the Brazil hook with the
I like the Brazil
guitar riff. I think it's better than the Make Me Your Queen hook, but not as a song. I do think it's a really good song. But that being said, I'm relating it to the first album. It's quite similar to the first album.
Can we have some Web optimism about this song?
Yeah, go on, Web.
Well, I don't really like the synths, but the chorus is like fun, and the second verse I actually liked as well. And it was my favourite so far because not a lot of space references.
What's your problem with space?
I don't know, and I don't really like synthy stuff either.
Yeah, I quite liked because in the second verse there's like a thing where like some synthy bass like kicks in. I actually really like it. It makes it sound a bit more like it packs more of a punch. So I quite actually like the synth on that part. But
I think this second album, it's a bit of a budget Tame Impala. You know, Tame Impala are on a budget. Like they're trying their best with all the synth, all the different sounds, but it just on a lot of the songs it does just end up sounding a bit like a mess. I think the production on the first album was like, well, it's hard to say because the production on the first album was already good. I'm sure it's great on the second album, probably better, but all we hear is too many sounds going on, and it makes the production sound a bit congested and messy, and it's just not all there for me. But in contrary to what I'm saying, Beautiful Faces is my second favourite song by them.
Oh, I love this tune.
Like
this could be a FIFA tune.
This
I
is
think
my
it's
favourite
White
tune by
Album
Declan
Beatles
McKenna.
for me. Like I think it's like it's really it is very Beatlesy, and I like it very much.
This is gonna be sick when we see it live, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked. We did pick up tickets to go see him live. It was an impulse buy when we were all stuck in lockdown. After hearing all the songs, I'm quite excited to see him, lads.
Yeah, I'll be very much looking forward to it if it happens. You know, because
when is it?
will
April?
happen. April.
Because like
it is April.
November gigs are getting cancelled now, and soon it'll be December gigs, and then soon January. And I mean, not to sound like a Debbie Downer, but it's.
Oh
it's
well, let's not speak it into existence.
It's just what I really love about this song is like when it goes, when the first time it says "beautiful face," that part, and the drums on with it, and all it is just like this screeching guitar getting louder and louder and louder, and it all comes in on like the second. It feels like the second eighth of the chorus, but it sounds like the whole new. He's wrote two choruses in one chorus with the same lyrics. It's insane. It's just such a good song, lads.
I thought the solo was an earache though.
Yes, I wrote that. The guitar, the solo was a bit weird, and if it wanted to be good, it should have been longer. I think it was there for like 4 bars, maybe.
Yeah.
Not much. There's not much to it. If it really ended with a really good guitar solo, this would have been. It's been pushing my favourite song over "Make Me Your Queen," in my opinion.
This might be a very controversial opinion, and it might be completely wrong.
Oh no!
No. I just think I thought this song, and I love this song, but I thought it was a bit Wombatsy.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think it really had a vibe of the Wombats around it. Just like the chorus, especially. It just sounded like something that I'd already heard from the Wombats.
I can
But
see
in a
that.
good way. Like
in a very good way, because I loved it.
Yeah.
I think they're very different singers, Murph and Declan.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, Declan's got that tremolo. Murph's got. I'm sure he's got something.
A girl's voice.
Yeah,
Girl's voice.
He's got a wool accent going for him.
Ah, he's a Scouser.
Yeah, he's lost it, you know.
Faye
In
never
interviews,
sounded
it's not-
Scouse to me. Like
No.
he's always been like. I know he's a real
think he's
Scouse,
from Bolton.
but like he just seems like
But you don't
He's
want
different.
go on.
he's different from like the Tory part of Liverpool. It's like
Like Miles Kane, he's from the Wirral, and he sounds 10 times more Scouse than Murph.
Yeah.
And that just shows Miles is a wall.
He's a bad one.
Bad wall.
Yeah,
All right.
Murph's from Reynolds Park. That's where he's from.
Anyway.
Right. Stop talking about the Wombats.
Danny.
Right, moving on.
I love that song. I think we all like that song. Next song.
Yeah.
Daniel, You're Still a Child.
Cringy title for a start.
It's a cringy title. First of all, I still don't know who the fuck Daniel is.
He's the guy from being
It's his
astronaut.
second appearance in the album. He
Yeah.
he made a
He was
brief
the astronaut.
appearance in Be an Astronaut, and now he's back. Who is he?
I thought he was the astronaut, or he wanted to be one.
Well, I think Declan, Daniel could be telling, but
D, dreadful.
Right. Right. Daniel, You're Still a Child. It's another great hook. I think the hooks on this album are better.
Got a really
than...
good like bass intro. I think it sounded. It really brought you into the song right from the start.
The big songs on this album are much more gripping than on the first album. Because there's a lot of slow ones on the first album, and the slow ones are great, but they're not that gripping in some instances. But the hooks on this one, they're mainly because it's louder, isn't it? This album,
Yeah, it's really like sonically louder.
And I was moaning about it sounding congested, and now I'm saying I kind of like it being a bit louder and being a bit more gripping. So I'm constantly going back on what I'm saying, but it's there's nothing wrong with the wall of sound.
Opinion?
Maybe not when we're doing it midway through. I think it's a good song. Right, who is Daniel?
So Daniel is a character device. He's a plot device. He's not actually a real person. He's actually just someone that appears a few times, obviously in the album, Be an Astronaut earlier, and now he appears again. And Declan McKenna has stated that he's just a plot device. He's just like someone to give the album a bit of character. He's not actually a real person. It's not meant to be a representation of Declan or anything like that, which I thought would have been a lot cooler. But yeah, it's a bit of a letdown really by Daniel.
That is such a letdown. If that's like the whole concept of the album, Daniel, and he doesn't even exist, like what? What's the point?
Yeah, well, I guess it's like Polythene Palm in Abbey Road. If you're onto like, that's not a real person. Like,
no, but like this lad's popped up in a few songs here now.
It's just a palm works.
Bit annoying, right? Next song. Right. Emily. I think it's a nice cool down from the last few loud tracks.
I liked Emily.
I think a very much needed cool down, might I add.
Yeah, I fucking
like
the song.
The acoustic.
My favourite one.
Like, it reminded me of Bloodstream by Ed Sheeran, funnily enough. But if that's a bad thing, I'm sorry, but I'm unashamed of liking it because it sounded like Ed Sheeran. But yeah.
You're going to get slated. If anyone listens to episode 2, you're going to get slated in the comments.
Anyone's listened this far. Like,
yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much. Second of all, please, if you're a part of the Declan McKenna fandom, like, don't hate on you.
Why don't you just have your own opinions?
Also, the double track vocals.
You and you're still a child.
The double track vocals in this sound really nice. It gave it quite an ethereal feel to the song, which is always nice. So yeah.
So next song, Twice Your Size. Now I really like this song. Great build up throughout the song, getting louder, adding more on. I do like it. What I don't like,
the kind of recipe.
What I don't like, and I had the same problem with the first album. Like Emily now just does not fit in with the track listing.
Nah,
it's gone louder, loud, quiet, loud.
Yeah, well, that's a break, you know.
What's wrong with that?
Like, it's...
Yeah, but you don't, because I'm pretty sure Rapture is just, like, quiet as well. If Twice Your Size and Emily were swapped around, I'd understand it a lot more.
But, like, I think loads of great albums have, like, slow songs in between. Like, every single Arctic Monkeys album. Like,
right, man.
Yeah, Riot Van, Only Ones Who Knew.
I just don't think this matters, personally.
No, like I mean, I am like being a bit cynical here, but
Anti-Fantano.
I think it does.
Stantano.
I think it. In my opinion, track listing does matter. Okay, can you
I think it does
imagine?
well,
Okay,
but
let's
this doesn't
say,
affect me.
off the top of my head, they opened with 505. Sorry, Brian stormed straight into 505.
Better than fucking Teddy Picker. Shite song.
As long as Teddy
I haven't
Picker's not
listened
on
to
the
Teddy
album.
Picker in about 2 years now. I'm quite proud.
I hate it.
But like
I'll skip
that just wouldn't make sense. Like it track listing
Maybe that's just because
does
it's
matter.
what you know.
So
Yeah, I think it does well, but I just don't think
Yeah, I think
this doesn't fit.
I'm not bothered about a slow song being thrown in. Like,
Yeah, it's,
I'm not bothered about a slow song being thrown in as long as it's thrown in there correctly. And where
What
it
it
should
is.
be with the rest of the slow songs, or at least you know what, fuck it, not us.
I just think it was a break from the first few songs, really. Like they're all
Yeah, thank God it wasn't about space.
Right, we haven't even talked about Twice Your Size.
Go on, Twice Your Size now.
I love it. I think it's a great, really
Yeah,
nice
'cause
loud
he
song.
says fuck the score.
Does
I
he
think
stop?
it's another one that's really Bowie-esque. So like,
Is this the one where he stops screaming near the end?
Don't know.
yeah.
He talks about the
I
song in it,
I've
doesn't he?
noticed quite a manic outro. So
Manic
could be.
outro.
But I thought it had a good lyric as well. Like, listen to the man online for his good advice. I mean, just sounds deep. So good on him for including
Sounds deep.
It sounds
like,
deep.
you know,
Sounds deep.
You
it's
loves the fake indie deep level.
reminds me of, you know, I don't know, asking someone online for advice, or if I'm ill and I go on
R/slash advice.
ask doctors.
Ask Reddit.
Ask Reddit.
Ask Reddit, exactly. Say like, what is the best thing to do on Christmas Day? There you go. So, but yeah, that's my take
I think
on that lyric.
I think this is my second or third favourite song on the album. Twice Your Size.
Yeah.
I think
Obviously
it's
behind Beautiful Faces, but I think it's a really good tune. It gets a bit weird, like you say at the end. The screaming bit does put me off a bit because like I just thought, was it necessary? But
Did you need to do that? Yeah.
yeah, did you need to start screaming? But I thought overall it was a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, but the next song, Rapture. I think it's I'm just gonna read you. I'm just gonna read you what I've wrote down here. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but it's great.
Yeah.
That's
It's got, like,
a
robotic
sentence I've wrote
voices,
Yeah, I
down.
loved
and I
it.
quite liked it.
I
Maggie's
really
in the
like
mud.
it. I couldn't place what style this is coming from. What's making? Well, it's synth and guitars always, but it's great songs in this album. As much as we have been slating it here and there,
Yeah.
like there's no songs where we've just said this is shit. They're great tunes in this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. This had me bobbing.
The only thing that could make it more confusing for you, if you're already confused by that, Stan, is if you watch the music video.
I did not go on.
I'm
Do
treating
tell.
myself to that.
If you treat yourself to that, you'll just be even more confused. It's just baffling. It's him standing, singing, having a bit of a boogie on his own, with
Vibe.
what I can only describe as a scene out of World War III, but with huge Declan McKenna heads made out of marble.
Yeah, right. That is that huge Declan McKenna head is the head that I've been seeing on Spotify for the past weeks.
And all the lyrics are written beneath where Declan's dancing in code, in like C sharp.
In code.
Yeah, it's confusing.
So he's getting weird.
He's got an if tag in it. Like
Poor Declan. He's got into his second album and he's already gotten his batshit insane. Speaking of batshit insane, Sagittarius.
I like this. Reminds me of the first album.
I thought you hate space stuff.
This wasn't about space. This was about environmental
Sagittarius
issues.
is a constellation. in the sky. So in space.
Just because it's got a spacey name, Stan.
Yeah, but it's not about space.
Nah.
I love the guitars in there.
I thought it had some
Second
dreamy
verse.
synth sounds, so it's quite but forgettable at the same time. So.
Yeah, this one did not grip me.
I love this tune. I thought the breakdown was sick. Took me by surprise.
You're completely opposite to a lot of our tune. What we like, Will.
It's a sign of poor
Yeah.
taste.
I love this. Oh yeah, all right. Hey, listen to Bad Bunny.
Sign of shit music taste.
I like the second half of the album, and I hate the first half.
Yeah, it definitely improve. It gets better as it goes along.
See, I'm completely the opposite.
I'm with Shoney.
Are you a
First
half fan?
first half's great, and a few of the songs on the second album, or on the second half, are alright.
Are just alright. Yeah.
There's
Are we going
Alright.
to move on to Eventually Darling then?
Right, eventually, darling. Another. So, ending of the album, of course. He's done it again, lads. He's
yeah.
Done it again.
Shit outro.
He's done it again.
This
He's given us
man.
he's given us a really chill song to finish it.
Yeah.
And
Maybe he
it-
just
it-
likes doing that. Like he's just.
Maybe he does, but it just feels out of place again.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
he's sticking
chorus
more
is
to his
so
guns
weird.
of what made the album. Still synthy, it's still guitar-y, but it's not much for me to like, really.
The vocal
I don't know what
distortion
you
was just
boys-
weird, wasn't
Yeah, it sounded like a girl. Like I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah.
An actual girl, but it was really.
Creative
I kind of
choice,
liked
but
it,
not for
but
me.
like, yeah, I thought the vocal effects were cool, but like, sort of just a cheap method to try and make the song interesting, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's fallen flat, personally.
I mean, the one thing I did like this compared to like the ending on the last album, he didn't have a debate with himself about sort of
Yeah,
left wing.
Yeah, you had to bin
politics.
that. Like, I think
Yeah,
it's
you
just-
thought.
Yeah.
it's just-
I think if you're going to have a chill ending, this is the way to do it, not with the political debate halfway through the last one.
It was a better
Yeah,
outro, but I don't think
This,
it's good still.
don't get me wrong, this is a much better ending than
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
one.
I agree with
Even though
Stan on this
even though I
one.
did like the last final song, it's this one is better.
Mhm.
But I'm afraid that does bring us to the end of his discography. We're not going to talk about all the solo stuff. I'd love like the likes of British Bombs to be in this album. I thought that was a great
Are there
song.
any ones that you do want to bring up? So, other than British Bombs?
There's not much I can think of. What we don't want to bring up. What we're going to do, we're just going to talk about the albums really when we do stuff like this. Otherwise, we'll be here all week talking about some people anyway that release a song every other week.
Are we gonna rate the album? Like,
We are going to rate the album. I'll start. I'm going to give it another strong 6 out of 10, pushing 7.
ooh. I'm gonna give it a 6 again. Maybe not as strong as 6 as the debut because I thought I gave it a bit more leeway because it was a debut. And like this one, it's like it's a nice attempt to like try and be different, and like I respect that, but it didn't hit it for me personally. So yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna go. And I think again, like Ewan said, I gave a bit of leeway on the first one due to obviously debut, age. Like I thought with a bit more experience, I think this could have been so much more than what it was, and I think this probably is going to get a solid 6 from me, falling off from the first one. Web?
Yeah, so obviously you know how I don't like he's trying to be Bowie. But yeah, I think it's during Daniel You're Still a Child I looked at like the track list and saw how long all the songs were, and like I felt a sinking feeling in my stomach. But
You weren't excited for what was
Dread.
to come ahead. The
But
dread.
after that, I actually really liked the album, like following that. So I just didn't like the first half and the last song, but between that, I really liked the songs, which I know is like different from your guys' opinions, but
You don't like
it.
the mainstream stuff, do you, mate?
Well, I don't know. He's trying to be
always
edgy.
got to keep edgy.
Nah, I think they were kind of more mainstream songs, like his last album. But
Go on then, give us a number.
I was
Give
just
us a
gonna give it a
number.
5 because I like half of it.
That's fair. That's fair.
So it gets an average score of 5.75.
Quick maths.
Well done.
Well done, Declan.
So, like, I think the duds I think the dud songs on the second album aren't as bad as the dud songs on the first album, but when like the big songs on the first album are better than on the second album, so it kind of averages out. They're pretty similar in terms of quality, I think, both albums.
I disagree personally because I liked their first album quite a lot. I wasn't too fond of the second, but I think he's a very talented artist and he's got a lot of potential, so hopefully he lives up to it.
Yeah, definitely, especially at the age now of 21. Like he's had, I believe they've both been top 10 albums.
21.
Yeah.
Like he's an unbelievable lyricist and like a good songwriter, and I am muting you there.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to leave it in now. We're all ruffling. We're gonna have to leave the 21
No,
in.
I can cut all that. Don't worry.
Oh, do you have to?
Funny, isn't it?
No.
All right.
If anyone's still listening at this point and anyone ruffled like we did, please let us know.
Fuck it. Let's just leave it in because I just want to see if anyone actually will get up to here, which I highly doubt.
Comment 21 or leave a message in the comments
much.
on Instagram if you heard 21.
Right.
Thank you.
So that's our thoughts on Declan McKenna. We like a few. I like a few of his songs. I don't like a few of his songs.
Can't wait to see him live.
We're all excited to see him live. It's going to be
Definitely. I
great.
think he'll be
So we
brilliant
will
live.
be waiting behind afterwards to meet him and playing the podcast.
0161 money on that.
Absolutely.
Right. Probably get a picture with him.
I think-
So, yeah.
And to be honest, I think for the first like discography review, I know it was only 2 albums and it's over an hour now. But
Might have to do different parts for bigger bands.
yeah, could do after. But I think we did all right, lads.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nice to
I'd
discuss.
I enjoyed it. If you want to see any other bands, oh god, yeah, here's a good one. If anyone got made it up to this point, anyone, if you want to see another band or any sort of discography, please don't make it be long. We're all at uni. We've got lives. Comment it. Let us know what you want us to see. If not, or go over to @Indie Memes for Edgy Teens on Instagram, and we will drop us a DM, and I'll be able to tell you if it's doable or not. I think what did we say is up next? Wombats, lads.
Yeah,
We were on a look at Wombats
Oh,
because
I
we
love
thought that'd be a
Wombats.
nice, easy one for us.
I think it will.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
It's a band we all know
I
quite
think,
well.
like,
So
we'll actually know what we're talking about that time. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
As
I think
Wombats fans, obviously.
we're hoping to do one next time they release an album. Idols, I think that's the next like band coming out that's going to release an album, and we're going to try and release it at the same time.
Yeah.
That to keep us relevant, lads. You know, got keep.
Yeah.
That's all we've got going for us at the minute. So, I think that's it, lads. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for listening.